So I'm going to read to you Miss Twiggley's tree. Here we go. So go get your Miss Twiggley's tree and I'm going to read it to you. I love you. Miss Twiggley's tree. Funny Miss Twiggley lived in a tree with a dog named Puss and a color TV. She did what she liked and she liked what she did, but when company came, Miss Twiggly hid. Aww. It's not that I do not like people, said she, but one gets a bit shy when one lives in a tree. She named her dog Puss. He didn't mind that. My very best friend, he said, is a cat. Look at cute little Puss. He's doing the dishes. Does Daphne and Bee do the dishes? I don't know. Old Miss Twiggly was friendly with bears. They sat on the sofa. She said, but who cares? They don't find me odd, and I'm grateful for that, and I don't think they'd mind if I slept in my hat. And just to be sure, she slept in her hat. Look at her sleeping in her hat. Do you sleep in your hat? Oh, look at those cute little bears looking at Miss Twiggly. And Puss is down at the bottom. Can you find Puss at the bottom? She slept in her hat. She slept in her hat, but she made up her bed. She swept and she dusted until the bears said they were thoroughly tired of being so neat and refused when she asked them to hold up their feet. Now Puss was a smart dog indeed. He did the shopping for the things they would need, groceries and clothing, and tools for repairs, bones for himself, and jams for the bears. But whenever he shopped for Miss Twiggly's meals, Puss is looking. Those are the town dogs. And look at sweet little Puss. Can you find Puss holding the grocery bags? The town dogs teased and snapped at his heels. So poor Puss shivered, as scared as could be, and hurried home to a safe and sound tree. Miss Twiggly and Puss were happy up there, high above ground, in their house in the air. She's looking at the groceries that Puss brought home. And poor Puss is being chased by the bully dogs. Simply disgraceful, said people in town, to live in a tree and never come down. The wife of the mayor was maddest of all. To not be at home when I come to call is unforgivable. And besides that, I've been told she sleeps in her hat. My husband, you must know of a town law, said he, against things of that kind going on in a tree. She marched to the mayor, and now what can you do? That house in the tree is spoiling our view. Miss Twiggly's a nuisance no town should allow. A person to hang up her wash on a bough. The smoke from her chimney is causing a fog, and she says that she lives with some bears and a dog. The poor mayor sighed. My dear, I agree, but more pressing problems are bothering me. The weather report says it's going to rain. I fear that we're in for a wild hurricane. Look at the mayor. Isn't the mayor? He's like looking out the window to see if he can see the storm coming, and she's lamenting. Oh my goodness, it did rain. It did rain for a month and a day, a week and a month and a day. The wind blew a gale and the bridge washed away. The town was cut off, its people afloat. Whatever went by, they used for a boat. The road and the meadow were one stormy sea, and right in the middle stood the safe and stood the house and the tree. There's Miss Twiggly's tree. Look, it's a mailman going on his mailbox, and he's got his umbrella just to keep him dry. Old Miss Twiggly had battened her hatches and checked her supply of tea and dry matches. String up some hammocks, she called to the bears. Push, you build platforms for spare beds and chairs. We may have some colors and wet ones indeed. Wet ones at that. I'll go change my bows on my best sleeping hat. I'll get right to work on a big pot of stew and be sure that there'll be plenty to feed quite a few. Oh, look at Puss. Puss is making the ledge for the chairs and so that people can climb up into the tree. And she's looking for all of her tea and dry matches. Look at Puss is wearing a cute little raincoat. She put on the kettle and buttered some bread. Now let them all come. I'm ready, she said. They're coming, called Puss, who perched way up high, holding a spyglass close to his eye. Ahoy, called the mayor. Miss Twiggley, yoo-hoo! Is there room in your house for a wet friend or two? There's room for you all, Miss Twiggley replied. Climb up where it's warm. Climb up and be dried. Look at Miss Twiggley. She's calling out to her friends. They hauled up the mayor and the chief of police and sweet Trudy Wilmot, the groceryman's niece. Pigs came in their trough. A wet mother cat arrived with her kittens aboard a straw hat. Straw hat. Look at the piggies. They're rowing along. And look at all these people are being, look at Puss helping the kittens. The mayor looks like he's being hauled up. Okay, let's see what happens. The dogs of the town came swimming right up. Big dogs and small dogs and one frisky pup. But plump Mrs. Honk was afraid of the stairs. And little Joe Pettiboyne didn't like bears. Don't fret, Mrs. Honk, Miss Twiggley said. You won't mind the height when you're tucked into bed. And Joe, my big bears are as tame as can be. They don't spell a crumb when I ask them to tea. There they are. Look at the pups are swimming right up for Puss. They used to pick on him and now they like him. And then look at the bears. She's introducing them to the little boy. He's afraid. In the very last boat, bedraggled and wet, was the wife of the mayor looking upset. She felt so ashamed of the words she had said when her host declared, I fixed you my bed. Why do you think she was ashamed? Because she said bad things about Miss Twiggley, huh? Maybe she should be ashamed if she said bad things about her, huh? Miss Twiggley's new friends were cozy and warm, sheltered and fed, and out of the storm. Though the wind made the rain go splittery splat, the mayor's wife slept safe sound in the hat. Old Puss, once so shy, forgot all his fears. The town dogs were fun. They were happy. They were glad they were here. They pretended the house was like Noah's Ark, and they played games and sang till long after dark. Look at them all play games. How fun to sleep in a hammock. Look at that. Look at all the hammocks hanging. Now the town folks were glad, just as pleased as could be, that funny Miss Twiggley lived in a tree. Miss Twiggley found out something wonderful too. When emergency comes, you don't think about you. You help all you can and you never ask why. Then the first thing you know, you forget to be shy. She was shy in the beginning, huh? And now she's made friends. Sometimes that happens when you go through something hard, like a big storm. The end. I hope you enjoyed Miss Twiggley's Tree. This was my favorite book when I was a little girl. I love you all. Mwah.